Hello everyone. So today I am going to work on a way to define the default weapons from all three categories for both player character and NPC character. So for the player character here I have defined a pistol and the AK and the crossbow as the default weapons, and for the NPC characters I have given also an AK and a machine gun and a pistol. So right, so you can select the default weapons here: AK, Glock, machine gun for the NPC character that I have selected. So this would be the basis for implementing a loadout system as well. So when we have these variables in place, when we have a menu when we have a UI component to select the weapons, we can just directly assign the values based on the selections that we make in the loadout menu, and when you start playing the game you will have those selected weapons already attached to the back of the character. So yeah, let's see how to do this today. Right, so at the moment both NPC characters and player characters can have only one weapon in the beginning. So, and that is defined under the gun's default weapon. So if I play the game, here you can see player also have only one weapon, and the NPC character also have only one weapon. So right, and that weapon is defined here as default weapon, and this is accessed only here. So in order to allow multiple weapons as default weapons, instead of having just one weapon, I am thinking of converting this into an array. The reason I thought of converting that into an array is because here I can use any weapon, and at the moment I don't, even though I have a category inside the weapon, for example this gun category: primary, secondary and special. But how can I limit it to a single category? For example, if I rename this default primary weapon, I should be able to select only primary weapons here. So yeah, let's without making a child class that contains only the primary weapons, I don't have a way to limit these options as far as I know. So as a quick shortcut, instead of limiting, if I select some other gun type, I'll make it deselect and select only a primary weapon, so automatically. So let me rename this as default primary weapon. Okay, now in the construction script, get the default primary weapon, get default class defaults, and here we can access the category. Let me hide unconnected pins. weapon category, allow it, and check if required. This one, right? We can check if there is a primary weapon. And if yes, we don't have to do anything. If the readout node here and collapse this. Check default primary weapon. Right. Now it is if the selection is a primary weapon, we don't have to do anything. Also, and if this is false, we should assign this none type. So okay, and set as the class, select none. None means no class. Okay. Alright, and also we should do this check only if we have a valid class assigned. But I don't think we have to specifically check that. So right, now let's test. So here at the moment it is none. If I select M82, I can't select it, it's none. But if I select AK, I can actually select it because AK is a primary weapon. So maybe later on I should implement a much cleaner way, but at the moment this is the way I'm going to proceed with. MP5 is also primary, and flamethrower is not. M16 is a primary. If I select flamethrower, this becomes none. Right. And another problem. What happens if I play while this value is none? Right, I get an error here. So this must be happening here. Right. Before we try to swap the spawn and swap weapon, we have to check if this has a valid reference. How do we check if this is none? Can I use is valid? No, it's valid class. Only if this is true, we should try to assign it. Otherwise, we should just ignore it. Right. Okay. Now let's try. Okay, no ALS appeared, and this guy don't have a weapon. And similarly, let's create a way to add a secondary weapon also. So let me duplicate this. Can I duplicate this? copy paste. No. Why can't I duplicate this? Right. Anyway, let me add a new variable. Default secondary weapon. And while I'm it, cross reference. And another one, default special weapon. Not default, or default. Assign the category car. Okay, now we have to do that same check we did for the primary weapon, so we can actually simplify this. So reuse this same part. If I convert this to a macro, let's expand this, keep the selection. No, don't keep the selection, drag canvas near primary, to reroute node, connect here, another reroute node. Okay, now select these, collapse to macro, check weapon, default weapon category. We should interchange. Right. Okay, now here we can just delete this and keep primary. Similarly, now we can duplicate this 2 times. And here let's drag and drop secondary, select secondary and special, select special, and I have to make them public, so then only I can change them in the editor, in the level. Right, now everything is none, so I can add primary weapon, AK, default primary weapon. Wait, why can't I add? this part is a problem. Right, so that means we can't really promote this to a macro. Or we can. We just can't use this part. Yeah. This is false. We have to set default primary weapon with no value. Same thing for the weapons too. Secondary weapon with no value. Special weapon also with no value. Right, now it should work. Select AK here. AK stays. Secondary weapon block. Special weapon machine gun. Now let's see. This guy has wait. Even though I define the variables, I have to assign values for the player also. That's why I get these errors. Maybe I should do this valid class check here. If we don't have a valid class, we can just skip this. That means here. Right, no more errors. So for the player character, let me open, and for the NPC also I'll give some default weapon. It's already there. AK is the default weapon. For the player, guns, I'll give 16. Secondary M1911, special flamethrower. Or maybe I like crossbow. Right, still I didn't implement the way to equip the weapons. So default weapons here. Instead of using this here, we can promote this as a parameter. I'll name this as weapon class. This is actor class reference. Why can't I spawn it? 𝐵𝐵 class. This is object class. Right. 𝐵𝐵 class. Right. Now it works. Now we can get rid of this variable. And where do we call this? A default reference. Here. Now as the weapon class, I can give primary weapon and do the same for other 3 weapon classes. Add default weapon. Why is this S? Should be singular. Primary weapon, secondary weapon, special weapon. Okay. Right. Now let's check. Right. Now we have 3 weapons when we get started. Similarly, I can equip them too. Okay, so next time I'll work on well, there are a lot of things in mind, but first I think I should implement a way to when NPC character run out of ammo in one type of a weapon, he should switch to the other weapon. I think I should work on that next. And also when we kill them, we should be able to pick up the weapons as well. So this system, this default weapons would serve as the basis for a weapon loadout system, that in the beginning of a mission we will be able to select the weapons that we are planning to carry and select them, and when we start playing the game we will have those weapons already with the player. So this would be the basic steps for something like that as well. And thanks for watching. So as always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.